Diddle-a-dum-dum, British Strongman podcast. So, at the weekend, I failed farmers, Shane. Fucked up. Did you see?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't fuck up really, but I failed farmers. So I did 130 farmers.
They looked,
go on.
were they horrendous? They looked horrendous.
Well, this is a thing that quite a few people said that, and I disagree. I thought they were great. I thought
the hand. I mean, I wasn't there, but the handles, they looked like is it polished steel? Is that what it's called? I don't fucking know, like proper smooth steel. Is that what they were?
Yeah, it was really smooth, and they were big, and they were really long. So if you just like it was hard for it not to floor, if you will. Pardon?
Long handles, not long farmers.
Yeah, well, quite long handles and long farmers. Yeah.
It's just the nature of the beast, isn't it? That's what we love about strong. But 130 farmers. You can be if you're good at 130 farmers on a nice setup.
Yeah.
That necessarily means you're gonna own it on a bit of a different setup, does it? So just one of those things. I tell you who was mad though, and sorry, I know I'm talking about Chris now, but that Chris's farmers, Jesus Christ, I've never seen anything like it.
I know. It's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it?
I know, it's like fucking hell. Mad.
It's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, so what wanted to talk about that briefly. So the farmers at the weekend. So I've been really pleased. Like as soon as I decided that I wanted to do that comp, and I knew that was going to be a tough event for me. I knew that 130 farmers, it's going to be on any farmers, like 8 weeks ago, 130 farmers is going to be like iffy whether I'm going to finish it or not in terms of grip. So what I've done in the last 8 weeks, I've done loads of different setups. I've done different height pickups. I've done grip focus. I've done speed focus. I've done farmers holds. I've done all different implements. I've worked on different hand position techniques. I've worked on different footwork, so I'm knocking into the implement less. So like I've got 4 or 5 different sets of farmers at my gym that I've just been like using differently, and I've been getting better all across the board. So I was really happy. Well, I think an important thing that people should do if you've got comps coming up is make the effort to go and if you can, like make the effort to go and use the specific kit, because it's one of those where if you'd have had like, I think a lot of people would have done a lot better at that if if you'd have done like a training session on it, for instance. Because what one of the lads messaged me on Instagram, and he said if you moved your hands further forward on farmers, there was a bit of a thinner bit where you could grip a little bit, and I didn't notice that. I had like my hand right in the middle, but yeah, like it felt different to. So you give us a tip on farmers, Shane. You give us one tip on farmers, and I'll give people one tip, and maybe that isn't your regular kind of improve your grip, something outside the box.
A little bit of tacky. No, I honestly think with the farmers walk, if you're prepping, like you say, if you're prepping for a comp, trying the actual farmers walk, and when you do try it, my tip would be to be open-minded to positional changes. So instead of just being like, I do my farmers like this, I am going to force this technique upon these farmers that have thinner handles and longer handles. Think of it as if you're coming in fresh, and we need to figure out how best to get your strength extracted on that specific set of farmers, whether that be take your grip further forward and find that thinner place, or maybe it be take it back, or whether it be a thumbless grip, because sometimes you'll find that will do. Sometimes I find that, taking a different grip. But I find if they're thicker, I like to go thumbless because it just sits in my hand nicer. And then when they're thinner farmers, I like to get it right up as high in my hand as possible. So just don't try and force your technique on a different set of farmers, is what I'd say.
So you did a really good video the other week, didn't you? On, what was it, like a 6-minute video on YouTube, and on farmers grip
grips, yeah.
So give us that in a 10-second nutshell. So
you got
and I'll try and because I'm a whiz now on computer. I'll link up the vid to this thingy because I thought it was great.
Getting better. So you got the fingertip grip, which Josh actually showed me. Because he was saying that, like, when you're struggling to get volume in on the farmers, with your hands getting a bit battered, you can drop it into your fingertips to accumulate some more volume. You've got the meat of the hand grip, which is the most common way you wrap your hand under the handle, bit of wrist flexion and try and get it high up in the hand. Then you've got your thumbless grip, and then you've got your adjustments, whether you go center, forward, or slightly back, to kind of complement those grips and adjust the feeling on the hand. But yeah, each of those grips you can use in different scenarios. It shouldn't be, I don't think it should be you pick one and be like, this is me. I think it should be you understand that they all have a place and you can adjust accordingly.
Yeah. So my tip is going to be, like, imagine what I always do, and I encourage people to do, is start with it, because they usually have like 20 plates on, don't they? So I always encourage you to start like as narrow as possible. And if you're small enough to fit your legs in the gap with the plates touching, like, take advantage of that. Obviously, some of the bigger guys, if you're maybe 110, 120, like, you might struggle to do this. But certainly a lot of the guys, like, say in the weight classes, in ladies, like, what you can imagine you to do is, if you get the plates touching, like, almost let the plates touch into each other and try and keep them touching as you stand up, and almost like imagine you're trying to turn it into a frame by the plates touching. And what you'll be able to do is this space, there'll be a little bit of space there provided, where you should be aiming to be as fast as possible and to be as efficient with your grip as possible. That little space that you've created with the plates touching, use that as your area to move your feet in. So obviously, errors using this technique is if you try and stride out too far, then you're gonna knock the farmer. You might knock the farmers at the front, which is going to affect your grip and slow you down. And a thing that I've talked about on Instagram before, which is really, really common, is with people who externally rotate too much and, like, move out to the side. So if you focus on your gait and actually almost like letting your feet almost graze past your other foot, just watch your videos, because a lot of you on moving events are wasting so much energy moving out, which on farmers you're going to get caught out for, because every time you're going to slightly knock into the farmers at the side, which is going to eat away at your grip. So almost use that space as your area to move in, and let that dictate how wide your feet should be passing each other. So i.e. keep them really close, and also to dictate your cadence. So you're going to have to be really, really quick with really, really short steps, but that's going to be really, really efficient on your grip. And another way that you can make this space even bigger without knocking into your hands, is if you use a little bit of, if you almost flare your lats a little bit. If you can see this video, I'm flaring my massive lats. And in fact, I go like this, right, if I'm doing farmers. A lot of people go like this, and then when they move, the plates will be knocking here. Whereas what I'll do is I'll try and flare my lats a little bit. And if I can flare my lats, like most people have got bigger lats than me, I'll flare my lats a little bit, and then I'll almost like point my elbows out a little bit and flex my wrist here. and that will just create like a little bit more space there. So give that a go. Let us know how you get on with that.